Yes, that debate went just about exactly as I thought it would. And apparently that's gotten me in hot water with some people who think you shouldn't prepare for a debate ahead of time. Now, before we go any further in this video, I want to make a few things extremely crystal clear. The people of New City, Denver, which is the Reformed church out in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, that hosted this debate, that put everything together, that coordinated everything, they were very, very hospitable to me. Knowing that I was the person debating James White, they were extremely kind, particularly their pastor, Aaron, and his son, Hunter. He was extremely accommodating to all of my requests before the debate, leading up to the debate, all of my questions he answered very promptly, and he was extraordinarily cooperative. The day of, we all went out and grabbed lunch, and he picked up the tab for me and my entire family. He asked us about our testimonies and about our kids and sort of what our church experience has been like for the past several years. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on around COVID, and he wanted to know how that went too. Hunter did a lot of work running around setting up everything for the live stream, and Aaron should be commended for the job that he's doing raising Hunter, because he's an awesome person. And even at the debate, people who I know knew that I was on the opposing side from their theological camp went out of their way to be hospitable and kind to me. They brought me water bottles. They asked me whether I'd prefer a chocolate chip cookie or an oatmeal raisin, and brought me an oatmeal raisin. It was an extraordinarily hospitable and kind environment. And so I want to commend the people of New City, Denver. They were extremely kind and extremely welcoming. And if you're a Calvinist, if you're a Reformed person down in the Highlands Ranch area, you'll find good people if you go to New City, Denver. Now, I also want to express that I consider it an enormous honor and a pleasure to have been able to debate Dr. James White. As I said in my earlier video, in the weeks and months leading up to the debate, and even in the day of the debate when we went and grabbed lunch, Dr. White was there. And it was an enormously fun and pleasant conversation, and there was some jabbing and some light back and forth, knowing that soon we were going to be competing on the debate stage. But on the whole, I certainly enjoyed my pre-debate interactions with him, and I found him to be quite a fun and pleasant person in that time. I meant it when I said that I'm thankful that we'll be in the new creation together, and I meant it when I said that I really am grateful for the work that he has put forth in other arenas outside of this one in which we disagree, where he has advanced the cause of Christ. He has continued to put forward a winsome gospel. He has created solid defenses of Christianity against things that I think are abhorrent. I have missionary friends in Tunisia who were deeply impacted by his work, and people out there, which is a 99-point-something% Muslim country, they have been impacted by James White's work against Islam, and he contributes to a small church that's growing there through his teaching and through his apologetic work. So God is definitely using James White. I am, in general, a fan of his, although we disagree vehemently on this one thing. Now, with all of that said, I think I won this debate. The debate certainly got more emotionally charged than I think that he wanted it to. I feel like some of his responses were, in fact, emotional responses to arguments that I made that didn't really handle the thrust of my critique well. I came prepared. I took him seriously. I knew broadly what he would say, given what he has said in the past, and I had prepared my own answers to those things in no uncertain terms. To clarify, I was not reading from a pre-written script. I had written out several pre-written responses to certain lines of reasoning and certain lines of questioning that Dr. White would bring up. Roughly 80% of the material that was spoken of in the debate was something that I had prepared some sort of response to, but a lot of what I said was also responses in time. Then there's also the cross-examination and the question and answer, which were, of course, unprompted. I did not have pre-written answers to all of the things that were asked of me inside of the cross-examination, nor to any of the questions that were asked after the debate closing remarks. I think I had the better arguments. I think I composed myself better. I think my stage presence was a little better. And on the whole, because I think I have the truth in this matter, I think the truth won out. And there will be much more to say. I'm going on to some review shows to sort of talk about the debate and my experiences. This was my first public live debate, which is quite a bit of fun for me. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I get the sense that it probably will not be the last time. But I'm joining the guys at Faith Unaltered to talk about my experience. I'm coordinating something with Enyart Theology with Dominic Enyart, and the infamous He Who Shall Not Be Named and I are also discussing what it would look like for me to come on and discuss things soon. But today I just wanted to say in no uncertain terms a huge thank you to the people who took us out and who brought us into this environment. It would have been easy, given that I'm a first-time debater going up against an extraordinarily well-known debater in the Calvinist camp who's had 191 debates under his belt now. Given the fact that he he decided what the proposition would be, does God know the future exhaustively and perfectly? Given that because he decided that he got to go first, which meant he decided who would go when, given that the moderator was a pastor of a Reformed church, that the event was being hosted by a Reformed church, which meant that the audience was 99% Reformed folks, and given that we had around a month of time to prepare, I feel very, very good about how the debate performance went. Again, I don't think that any of the people that were involved were biased in any way, but given all of those variables, it could have been very easy for me to go in feeling like they might be. But thankfully, I can say that they were unbiased and they treated me with very Christ-like character, for the most part, anyway. I had a wonderful time, and I deeply appreciate James for letting me get in there and scrap with him like brothers a little bit. Debate is ultimately about iron sharpening iron. It's about taking our ideas, and as I said in the content of the debate, quoting the great John Stott, the hallmark of a true evangelicalism is subjecting any tradition, no matter how venerated, to fresh biblical scrutiny and, if necessary, reform. And I think that a debate stage is an excellent crucible for testing those ideas with fresh biblical scrutiny. My experience with Dr. White will make me a better debater. Next time I will be even sharper and, yes, more prepared. But I'm pleased to say with full confidence that I believe that I won this debate, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. There's a lot of you that are new here. You have not been to my channel before. This isn't exactly what we do. We've been talking about a lot of other things over the course of the past year, but what we really genuinely focus on is how to live in light of what the Bible really says about eternity. So broadly, that's an eschatological discussion, but it's not all the stuff people argue about. It should be the things that people agree about. But you're welcome in. Take your shoes off, kick back. You're welcome to hang around my space as long as you'd like. A heartfelt thank you to everyone involved, both in the sense of bringing it all together, praying for me, praying for Dr. White, and a heartfelt thanks to Dr. White himself for a wonderful debate.